Let's start by taking a balloon, for example. Without air, the balloon is limp and has no form. But as you add air and build pressure, the balloon starts to form and take shape. But with too much air and too much pressure, the balloon could pop. This is similar to teens feeling pressure. We've all gone through high school or are going through high school and can relate to these pressures that teens are facing. I personally am going through some of these pressures. When it comes to teen pressure, we must first identify the causes, then understand the effects, and ultimately implement the solutions to better shape society's next generation. Identifying causes of teen pressure. Social media. As social media is a great thing as you can learn from it and communicate with friends and parents, there are also many negative aspects of social media. According to the 2020 article, Under Pressure, Stresses Teens Face and How to Keep Them Healthy by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation, it expresses that teens overall spend too much time on screens that portray negative messages. And with this comes 56% of teens feeling pressure from social media, which can make them feel bad about themselves. There are many negative aspects of social media, such as seeing the perfect lives of those on Instagram and wanting to live up to that, when in reality, not everyone's life is perfect. Academics and athletics. As this time of life comes around, we're constantly asked what college we want to go to or what we want to do for the rest of our lives. They're loaded questions. And with that, people assume that we need to be taking tougher classes, getting that SAT score, ACT score to get into the perfect college. All of it builds up. Along where coaches and peers are pushing you to be the best athlete of your team. When in reality, high school athletics, yes, you want to get better, you want to be the best, but you're also learning important leadership skills and communication skills that'll go with you for a lifetime. Parents. Something that surprised me was that, according to Karen Pasnick from Karen Research Center in 2019, said that parents weren't aware that they are the most influential source of pressure for teens. Parents are very, very influential for teens' life as they are looking up to their parents as an adult figure, or maybe not necessarily parents, but some mentor in your life. And parents not only are perceiving this pressure on their teens, but they're feeling it themselves. Because according to 8 Ways to Cope with Parental Peer Pressure by Candy Grande in 2017, parents feel pressure from other parents, the perfect parent. But in reality, it just puts more pressure and stress on their child. It's kind of like a feels it, so then the next will. It's very much a vicious cycle. After identifying the causes, we must go into understanding the effects of teen pressure. Declines in mental health. Why pressure on teens to be high achievers can be harmful. In 2021, nearly 1 in 3 adolescents in the US will meet the criteria for an anxiety disorder by the age of 18. So this isn't even adults, this is underaged, even high school kids that are feeling so much anxiety that 1 in 3 are needing help with their anxiety. This can be caused by pressure of performing well in athletics and academics. And along with this, 71% of teens wish they could better deal with pressure. So not only are they feeling anxiety and stress, but they feel underprepared for what life is throwing at them. Parental pressure and behavior may put teens at risk for substance abuse and use. From Karen Treatment Center by Karen Pasternak, 44% of teens report that most of their peer group sometimes uses alcohol or drugs to cope with pressure. They aren't taught the proper ways to cope, so they use something that could majorly negatively affect them for years to come. And along with this, 14% of teens feel it is acceptable to use substances and alcohol to cope with pressure because their parents are doing it too. They need that good example set from a mentor or a friend or a parent. But it seems that on drugs that can negatively affect your brain health and your physical health. Next is sleep deprivation. According to Under Pressure, Stresses Teens Face and How to Keep Them Healthy by the Hazelden and Betty Ford Foundation in 2020, 60% of students are sleep deprived because of cell phone use and fulfilling major pressure on academics and athletics. Without a good sleep schedule, it's really hard to do well in anything you do because you feel fatigue and mood changes, difficulty concentrating, memory problems, paranoia, and even hallucinations. This could negatively affect your academic and athletic achievements as you're tired and you can't connect with your teammates or perform at your highest level. It's a very vicious cycle that's very hard to get out of. Next, after understanding only a few of the many negative effects, we must implement the solutions. Starting with parents. Parents often feel stick to their values, or moreover, not stick to their values, to just go with the protocol or what everyone else is doing. When in reality, that might not be what fit to be doing for your child and for your family to be successful. And a part of that could be encouragement and communication and teaching your child how to deal with that pressure instead of telling them all the things they did wrong in their soccer game. Encourage them to keep having fun and building relationships with their teammates and learning new skills. And another major thing, not only for parents to communicate with their child, is for the child to communicate with their parents of what they want and what they need, and working together to build that healthy relationship and a healthy person for the world. Next is personal control and boundaries. According to Dr. McComany, society must begin to encourage culture of enoughness, allowing people to celebrate differences, not continually create cause for comparison and competition. We often and constantly compare and compete for higher level of rank or being the one to be chosen first for the soccer team. It's all about competition, and we need to know what is enough for ourselves and for our parents and for anyone else. That what we know is we know what is enough. Another part is managing time properly, understanding that I'm being put under too much pressure, I need a break, or you're busy with, oh, I have a game and I need to catch up on homework. Make sure you put a little time in there to hang out with friends or do something that you enjoy so that you're not constantly just digging yourself a hole. We must first identify the causes, understand the effects that shape society's next generation. We want to create healthy, happy people and relationships. And by obviously putting some pressure on kids to succeed, but not too much, there's a very fine line there that I hope that society can meet one day. Now, let's go back to balloons. It's very similar of we want that balloon to take shape and fly, but make sure you don't put too much pressure on yourself where it can pop.